Hello, and welcome to a very special video today. Today I am doing a review for a book that hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out very soon. I was given an ARC in exchange for an honest review for the book CAPSULE by Mel Franca. I didn't know Mel's YouTube channel before I was reached out to review the book. I feel like I have to say that, and also that all the opinions in this review are completely from my brain. I'm gonna be completely honest about the book, about the good, the bad, you know, everything. Like, I'm not just gonna say it's an awesome book because I'm a fan of her YouTube channel or anything like that, although I have since subscribed and I am now a fan of her YouTube channel. Let's get into it. So first, CAPSULE, what is it about? It is a YA thriller? I think that's how I would categorize it. So we have Jackie, this gamer girl, loner. She's our protagonist. One day, two people from her high school disappear. The most popular girl in school, called Kat, and one of the most hated people in school, called Peter. Jackie isn't like super upset about this or anything, but then suddenly this mysterious app downloads itself onto her phone, and it ends up being a game that threatens to erase both Kat and Peter from the universe unless Jackie plays the game and saves their lives. Isn't that like the coolest premise ever? Like, I'm sorry, when I heard that this was what the book was about, I immediately got so excited about it because I just think that's such a genius idea. Like, it feels very much like an action-packed teen Netflix show, and I would love to see it as that. Netflix, get on this. But yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. The book does a really good job at giving you that visual, and you know, it's very much that. It immediately gets into it, and there's lots of twists and turns, and it doesn't go where you think it's gonna go. At first, I thought that I had it figured out, and I was like, if this is what it is, I'm gonna be so disappointed. But then it threw me for a loop, and like something big happened, and I was like, and that just like changed everything for me. I'm sorry, I'm not like being very coherent right now. What I also think about like the premise and sort of the plot in general is that it kept me interested throughout the entire thing. You know, they're playing this game, right? Jackie is playing this game to save some people's lives, basically. And like, you don't know what's gonna happen when this game finishes, really. Like, there's always that element of mystery, and I think that's really fun to read. Okay, I think this book does leave a bunch of things unexplained, and I know that some people are not gonna like that and some people are gonna like that. I personally quite like it when not everything is handed to us and explained. But that's something that you have to know for yourself what you're into. And then another thing about the plot, I guess, or just like the vibes of the book, is that it's a little on the melancholy side. It's not like a happy-go-lucky type of book. It's not like a light read, I would say. It deals with some heavy topics. If you don't like reading about death, maybe don't pick this up. Now let's move on to the characters. I really liked the three main characters. We have Jackie, Peter, and Kat. But before I get into them, I do want to say, like, some of the minor characters, I wish we'd gotten to know them a little bit better. I'm talking, for example, about Jackie's parents. There's this whole thing going on with her parents, but we never really get, like, we never really go deep enough into it. But like, you know, there might not really have been time for that. But you know, that's sort of, you know, we're very focused on our three main characters, and I feel like in a way some of the other characters suffer from that, but I will say I really do like the three main characters. What I like about them is that they are not at all perfect. They are some... honestly, they're pretty unlikable, but like in a good way. I love unlikable characters, or I guess a lot of people call them morally gray. These three teenagers, they've all got issues. They've all got their own thing going on, messed up, and you know, they need to figure some stuff out. And I love how the book deals with that. And I love how the book treats their character arcs individually and together as a whole. I can imagine that some people really dislike our protagonist, because Jackie, like, she got on my nerves too, even though like she, like, I understood where she was coming from. Yeah, you gotta sort of be for that, I think. And I personally liked it. I liked spending time with them. Kat was my favorite character. Now, the writing. For me personally, the writing was a little bit hit or miss in the sense that there were some passages that I tabbed because I thought they were so beautifully worded and I just thought they were beautiful. But then there were other things that I noticed, like some words and expressions were quite overused, and then sometimes the prose didn't like make sense to me. Some of that can be because it's an arc. I'm reading an arc, not the final version, so things might still like shift around and change. But yeah, for me personally, the writing itself in that sense felt a little bit inconsistent. As for the writing style, I would say definitely not like your overly flowery, you know, big exposition type of writing. It's more like simple and to the point, which makes it, you know, a faster read and easier read. And I think that really suits this type of storyline. So the big question, should you pick up this book? Let me give you some pointers here because I love to keep things organized. I think you are gonna like this book if you don't like romance in your stories, because this is a YA novel that has barely any romance, which I personally really liked. Sometimes we don't have to be falling in love, you know, sometimes it can just be about the friends we make along the way. So yeah, if you like not a lot of romance, if you love action-packed, fast-paced stories with lots of twists and turns, if you enjoy morally gray / unlikable characters, if you are not afraid of, you know, some darker topics, if you're into more like sort of melancholy, deep thinking, introspective writing, it does have a lot of that as well. I don't know if that made any sense. And also maybe if you like gaming, because it is very gamer oriented. Then on the other hand, I think you should stay away from this book if you want romance in your books. If you want something like super poetic and flowery in language and, you know, with lots of like exposition and that kind of stuff, if that's what you're into, maybe don't pick this book up. That's not going to be for you. You also shouldn't read this book if you want something light and fun and lighthearted. I'm not saying this book isn't fun or funny at any point, but overall, I would say the tone is quite dark. But for me personally, I quite enjoyed it just because I thought the premise was really interesting and it kind of kept me, you know, interested throughout the entire thing. And I think, you know, it's like a fun adventure. I think I would give it like a 3 or a 3.5 out of 5. If any of the things I talked about sound at all interesting, I highly recommend you pick this book up. I will leave links to everything you want in the description down below, along with Mel's YouTube channel as well. I'm very happy that I got to read this arc. It was a really fun experience. And if you're interested in like what I'm doing here, my channel's pretty random because like not a lot of people are watching, but it's mostly book stuff, books that I love, and writing stuff because I am also in the business of writing books. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to my channel as well. And that is my cue to go. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!